Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
This is awesome! Hello and welcome once again to Cheap Shot Entertainment. I am your host Luke and you are the Cheap Shot Nation. And I'm going to be talking to you today about The Invisible Man. I went to see The Invisible Man, couldn't see The Invisible Man because he was invisible, as someone pointed out on the horror groups that I'm a part of. Clap, clap, clap. Very funny. Anyway, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to know when we upload new content to the channel. As the Cheap Shot Nation, you keep us going, so keep us on social media, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and let's start discussing The Invisible Man. Now, a lot of people seem to love this movie. I was not one of them, and I'll go through my reasons why. But I understand that this is based on opinion. So if you've gone to see The Invisible Man, or maybe not, and you have enjoyed The Invisible Man, get in contact with us on the social medias. Because I'm trying to understand why people do actually like this film. Like I say, it's all based on opinion, but I'll give you my opinion as a review for Quick Shot Reviews for Cheap Shot Entertainment. The Invisible Man was directed by Lee Winnell and it stars Elizabeth Moss. Elizabeth Moss gives a fantastic performance in this film, and she plays Cecilia Cass, who is the main protagonist in the film, and she is trying to escape the abusive relationship that she is in with Adrian Griffin, who is a media / scientific brain box with lots of money, who lives apparently on the coast in a big house with lots of windows, and he is played by Oliver Jackson Cohen, although for most of the time you can't see him because he's invisible. Now, obviously that is a little bit of a spoiler, but if you didn't get that when you watched it, I mean, it's pretty obvious who it is, and they ram it down your throat all the way through. And Harriet Dyer plays Emily Cass, the sister of Cecilia, who has some interesting moments in this film, and there's certainly two of the interesting moments that caused me to use my 3-strike rule where I switch off. Aldous Hodge plays James Lanier, who is a friend of the family, where Cecilia escapes to after she's escaped the abusive relationship she's in, who also has a daughter called Sydney Lanier, who is played by Storm Reid. And the acting for the most part of this film is absolutely brilliant, and this makes me think, okay, maybe I'm being too harsh with this, but it's not. It's the stupid moments that come in between, and the film is actually not bad. It's not terrible. I wouldn't go out my way to watch it again, but I understand why people do and have enjoyed this film. Michael Dorman plays Tom Griffin as well, who is the brother of Adrian Griffin and also his lawyer. So it plays out that Cecilia escapes, Adrian Griffin can't take it, he kills himself, and Tom Griffin is paid as his lawyer to offer Cecilia money, his money. So she's been left some money, and that's how it all starts. Based on the fact that if she loses her mind, she then doesn't get the money. So the whole film is basically trying to take someone into the stages of madness, which she's already been in because she's been in an abusive relationship, and keep reminding her of that. Now, the whole idea of domestic abuse is done reasonably well in this film. It explores the awfulness that is domestic abuse and how much they play on the psychological terror and terrorising whoever they're abusing. However, in doing so, it goes in a direction that's part slasher, I suppose, and yeah, it just got so many ideas and doesn't really know what to do with it. Now the first half an hour I thought was really good. It had a good build up. You had little scenes where you discover that Adrian is dead, he's killed himself, and then you have little moments like the sheets being pulled off, paranormal activity, pulled off the bed, and then 2 footprints appearing on the bed sheet. So immediately you think, oh, Invisible Man, they might have a different take on this, it might be a ghost. It is not. I liked that, and they should have played on that throughout the film. Slow build up, very slow to start with, and then it just got nuts. And I think they could have carried on this sort of sinister build up, doing little things. Didn't really need to kill anybody until the end, but they did. And there's 3 moments that made me switch off, and there were more, but I'm not going to go through those. Emily receives an email from Cecilia, who has left her laptop unlocked and on her emails. Strike 1. Strike 2 was not questioning whether the email had actually been sent from Cecilia or whether she'd been hacked. She just goes, no, I'm not your sister anymore, I don't want to know you, go away. You wouldn't do that, it's your family. No. And then the third moment involves Emily again, where she is killed, and I'm not going to say how she gets killed, but this object appears out of nowhere apparently. It's a busy restaurant, they're meeting in a public place, and you can't tell me that no one has actually seen this object float across the restaurant and do the things that it did to it. And then the CGI to make it look like Cecilia had done what she did, and she didn't, was ridiculous. So actually they're the 3 moments, but there was a 4th one. Cecilia is finally going into madness, it's working, and she is lying on the floor, to which Sydney comes up to her and says, right, I think we need ladies' night, I think we need cake and ice cream and watch a movie and that kind of thing. And Sydney gets punched in the jaw. Well, Cecilia's lying on the floor. Now she's lying on the floor that way, and Sydney's talking to her, and she gets punched that way. But Sydney accuses Cecilia of punching her. Strike number 3. There's no way that Cecilia could have done that when she's lying on the floor, especially when her arms didn't leave her side. Stupid! Absolutely dumb as... Yeah, I wanted so much to like this film, and the daft things that happen throughout are just... There's no continuity, there's plot holes in abundance. I liked the upgrade of the suit to make the person invisible, using technology and all that kind of stuff. I did really enjoy that bit, and I thought that bit was really, really good, but they just did not go anywhere with it, and it was stupid. And then there was a plot twist, and that was stupid, and the whole idea of the whole film just went. And for the first time since I've had my Odeon card, not a paid advertisement, I felt like I wanted to get up and walk out of the film. That happened again at the beginning of this week, which I'll get to a review of later, but yeah, I just didn't like this film. If you have seen it, join us on social media and tell us if you like it. If you don't like it, tell us why. In the meantime, click the subscribe button and like the video, and I'm going to give this film 2 invisible punches out of 5, because in theory that shouldn't happen and couldn't happen. It's not the worst film I've ever seen, not by a long shot, but it is bad. And I always say this: it's my opinion. It's based on opinions. A lot of people do like this film. If you want to go and see The Invisible Man, or try, go and see it. Go and watch it, and tell us what you think. But I just didn't get on with it. In the meantime, buy your merch. You're the Cheap Shot Nation. I have been your host, Luke, and this has been a quick shot review of The Invisible Man. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.
Hiya.